Welcome back to March full moon. Pick a card. Time just flew by. I don't know about you guys, but I am blown away that it's already March right now. Let's cleanse the air, let's cleanse the room, let's cleanse the circle. Take a couple of deep breaths in. It's time to connect with yourself, connect with your guiding system, your intuition, and pick the group or the groups that attract you the most, the ones that are calling out. Could be the stones that are placed on the piles, could be the position, could be the colors. This is group 1, this is group 2, and this is group 3. It's always good to take a couple of minutes. You can close your eyes. And let's begin. Hey group 1. So this is your reading for the next 2 weeks, starting from Virgo's full moon in March up until the new moon. So these are bi-weekly readings, but they're not limited to that. So if you're seeing this at another time, maybe another year, another month, maybe it's not the full moon at all, it just means that there's a message in here for you if you were attracted to this video, this pick a card reading. And I normally do Reiki healing, Reiki energy in each pile. I did not have the time this one round, but there will be one in the new moon. Absolutely. So stay tuned to that one. So you have picked the amethyst. So for these next 2 weeks, specifically for this full moon, try to connect. Connect, connect, connect. If you've been having, or you've been getting this urge or these intentions to wanting to connect with your higher self, or want to try different exercises and maybe connecting with your guides, connecting with your maybe even spirit animals, whatever you were drawn to connect with, now is the time. You are at a pivotal moment where you're the most receptive. So use it wisely, even if it's just to connect with your breath, even if it's just connect with your inner wisdom, your intuition. Right now is the time. If you've picked a stone, it's probably because you need to probably a little reminder, a little push, maybe a little kick in the ass to like do it. Just do it. Don't think about it. Do it. If you need to even pause this video to just sit down, close your eyes, and connect with yourself, do it. Like, if I learned anything is it's probably never going to be the right time. So just jump for it. Don't, you have 5 seconds before your brain completely talks you out of anything you ever want to do. So as soon as you have that urge, jump right into it. So let's see your archetype. So for those who don't know, I usually pull an archetype for the next 2 weeks. So it's like the overall energy of the next 2 weeks. Group 1, you have the High Priestess in reverse. So it goes hand in hand with your stone that you pick. So the amethyst is really known to not only cleanse, but to create this beautiful connection with you and your higher self. It's almost, to me, it's kind of like that bridge almost is one of those bridges, one of those stones that create these beautiful bridges for us to utilize. And basically, right now, your high priestess, the energy, your archetype is in reversed. So, meaning that it is time to stop procrastinating and just start connecting. Like, you know what you need to do to evolve and spiritually, I mean, and you know you've been procrastinating, and basically the high priestess is here to tell you, stop that shiznit. Just stop it. Do it. Do it. Like, do it. Do it. Find a time. Stop the excuses. Anything could be used as an excuse. For the next 2 weeks until the new moon, I don't believe it's time for you to manifest. I think it's time for you to start creating until the new moon comes, and then it's all about manifesting the things that you want to create. It's time for you to sit down and really start focusing and start asking the question why. Why are you doing the things that you're doing? Start writing down your intentions. What is your intention behind everything? What is your intention by connecting with your higher self or connecting with your guides? What are these intentions? What is your goal? And your goals is ultimately going to coincide, or should coincide. I mean, it would be ideal if it coincides with your values, but that means you need to know what your values are. You need to know what kind of life you want to live. You need to know where you want to go. What are you willing to sacrifice? And what are you not willing to sacrifice? These are the why questions. The whys will ultimately bring you to these questions as well. These next 2 weeks, I do not believe is for you to manifest. It's really for you to dig deep. Because once you realize the why and the reason, the motives for everything you're doing, you will be unstoppable. Your intentions will be a straight arrow, and your manifestation skills will beat all the odds. The great, like, spiritual teachers have always said that you don't need to wait. Your manifestation can be instant. You're living right now in the world, so you could practice the timeline between you and your manifestation. Because if you would receive your manifestation quickly without really knowing the reason and the intention behind it, you might not like what you're going to be manifesting. So, right now, Earth is the perfect playground for you to test out what you really want and what you don't want. And this lag time is really it's really here to help us more than the contrary. It's not a nuisance. I'm trying to think of an example that I could give. The lifetime is kind of like you becoming the alchemist, using and seeing the synchronicity, because it's all about the journey at the end. It's not about getting there. The beauty of the journey of seeing the synchronicities and responding to them and meeting new people and meeting and being curious of new things that will ultimately bring you towards where you do want to go. But for that, you need to be clear on what you want. So I encourage you also to really be like, really discern everything that you want. And really go with the specifics and have fun with it. Visualize, see yourself. It's time for you to start seeing yourself as the main role in a movie. What kind of adventures do you want to partake in? What kind of people do you want to meet? What do you want to create? How do you want to feel? How do you want to make others feel? I feel for some of you, you want to manifest love. And if that's the case, it's time to really be specific in what kind of relationship you want to be in. What kind of love do you want to attract? There's a heart over here. And to me, it's also in the heart center. And this image is kind of distorted, but it's right in the middle of where the creation is and where the higher self is supposed to, align towards. So the throat chakra, the third eye, and the crown. And I feel for some of you, maybe it has to do also a love for a child, maybe. Maybe you're looking or you're considering or you're thinking of embarking on that journey of pregnancy, birth, or even just attracting this caregiver, this caregiving figure to become one of that. And I was just to that, I would just say have faith. Really have faith that it's already done. Practice on that faith also. And would be another message for some of you for the next 2 weeks. That's a lot. It's pretty cool. Yeah, enjoy it. Enjoy these next 2 weeks in creating your new reality, participating it, participate physically participating in it, but also emotionally and mentally by visualizing it. So for the next 2 weeks, what do we have? What does our tarot cards have to say? Okay, so what do you need to know for this next 2 weeks? You will be accomplishing so much. There is something in your life or many aspects of your life that are coming together, and all the hard work and all this, everything that you put into all your projects or any aspects of your life will come to the beautiful Ten of Cups, which is the ultimate realization and just the overflow of joy and accomplishment and everything that you've been emotionally desiring will come to fruition. You're coming to a completion, and it's so joyful. And with this accomplishment, the Ten of Cups is kind of a completion, right? You might lack a little bit of inspiration. You might be like, okay, well, what's next? What's next? And for the next 2 weeks, it won't be a question of okay, let's start finding our spark. I feel like you need this little break, this little energetic, um, you need to kind of be or stay bored to kind of have new things come in. Like it's in the void, right? In between the spaces where the magic happens. So it's in that in between world where if we just let things be and we just allow them to um, just allow it to be stagnant, that stagnation will ultimately attract something else in due time. So this work that you'll be putting in figuring out what you really want and how you want it, what you're willing to sacrifice, and really going into the intentions, into the whys, well then as you are bored and as you're not doing anything, eventually you will get that spark of inspiration. I feel for some of you also this has to do also with the having faith, that you need to work on that faith that I was referring to. I was referring to specifically a child or a lover, love relationship of some kind, but it does not have to be limited to that. Maybe there is something else that you believe or you know that you need to have a little more faith in. Maybe it's in yourself. The next 2 weeks will be, and this comes back to the whole like boredom, being bored, where the Hierophant is all about routine and traditions. And sometimes if you do things traditionally and you keep doing repetitive things, it does kind of get boring eventually. But it's in the repetition that you might even get this spark of inspiration, this flame, the one that you currently or you will not acquire in the next 2 weeks. And if you are kind of in a slump, creative slump, because you've accomplished and you've been able, and because you realized everything that you were meant to realize and that you wanted to, stick with these little traditions, the little routines that you've established, and don't think about it too much. It will come to you. I feel like some of you will be practicing in the fates, maybe occult as well. Keep doing that. There's something in there, whatever you've been studying or acquiring, or any routines that you've been, any rituals also that you've been just practicing. Keep doing it. I feel like something's going to spark. You have that little light that is just, you might see even the bigger picture, or the pieces of the puzzles will be coming back together. You also have diamonds. Diamonds is usually awareness, and it's usually linked to a new consciousness, so a new enlightenment. So it goes back to the card and to your stone. There is definitely a massive shift in your energy that will be acquired. Even if that's what you will accomplish, you will be accomplishing another one. I mean, it's an ongoing cycle, right? And what else you need to know in the next upcoming weeks is that you will find a new found kind of curiosity and blissful love for life. And this will bring you towards all kinds of different roads and adventures. But do watch out, because you do have someone, I'm sensing and seeing, jealousy that will come out of all this. Someone might be jealous of the wealth or the accomplishments that you've worked hard for, or there's just bad juju over here. Sometimes it could be your own self-talk, but I'm really sensing here that there will be somebody that will not like, or will try to sabotage, probably unconsciously. I'm seeing here unconsciously. I'm more attracted to the geese than to these doves, so they're a little darker. So I'm sensing just I don't think it's a conscious thing. I feel like someone's wearing a mask. They're pretending to be someone else with you, and just try to be more try to see the signs. There will be signs. There will be kind of red flags that will come about. Oh yeah, there's definitely signs that are gonna come. You have this bird over here that is staring straight at, and almost looks like they're trying to warn you, trying to warn the woman, but she's just phased out. It could be your guides, it could be someone that sees something or sees it in an outside perspective. Just be more aware of that. There's nothing to be alarmed about. It's more just a question of staying present and I don't want to say question everything, but do stay grounded. Like the Fool is an amazing energy, but the tendency of the Fool is that they're not grounded enough, and so they end up walking over a cliff without even realizing it. So just stay grounded, and you will be more sensitive into seeing the subtle red flags. The thing with someone working against, let's say, someone who doesn't have good intentions, it will be very hard for them to hide it. There's always going to be a contradiction somewhere. And do request for help in the next 2 weeks. Don't be afraid to look for help. Some of you might be an actual professional help. Maybe there is something that has been weighing on your shoulders or on your heart. Maybe something in terms of financially. Don't be afraid to ask for help, whatever it is. Know that you will find a way to, let's say, pay back the person if it is finances. Maybe you lost your job because it's the pandemic still, and you're afraid of actually applying for the serve to get money from the government. Maybe you think that's shameful or whatnot. Whatever is going on, whatever you need to do, ask for the help that you need. Whether it's just to contact a friend and say, like, listen, I need to talk to someone. Are you available to listen to me for a couple of minutes or hour. Who knows, maybe it might have to do with this person also that might go behind your back or sabotage, or and it will, you will need to mend that. Just don't, you don't need to do it alone. Let's see what your angels have to say. Blessings. Yes, so a beautiful way of just bringing this whole reading into a conclusion. Yes, there's so much blessings coming your way. Keep doing what you're doing, and don't worry if you do not feel inspired. Keep doing your rituals, especially the self rituals. It's one of the best ways to raise your vibrations. By doing this, you will find that sensitivity of a child and curiosity of a child, and act the fool, like go have fun. Just remember to stay grounded. And remember, everything that happens, even if it doesn't seem like a blessing, is a blessing in disguise. So if this was a lover that had backstabbed you in some way, know that it was probably for the best. There's probably something better out there, and it's better that it happened now than in another, let's say, 10 years or 20, or, you know, why waste so much time? I'm getting even the sense here that this was divinely orchestrated specifically for this situation to rectify itself. I'm sensing a lover, but it could be also, let's say, a partner, a work partner, it could be a friend that was just not in your frequency. It was just not helping you in any way. If anything, they were extracting the energy. And do requests for help, or even if it's just help from the divine, even if it's just to say, and that's one thing, like they will never interfere on your free will. So until you don't request for your guide's help, or let's say your guardian angels, or yes, and then masters, if that's what you're working with, they will not interfere unless you request their help. And your journey of the love oracle is the dance of the planets. Ooh, this one I will read from the book because this oracle deck has just great artists and great collaboration. So there are forces larger than your own personal destiny at work in your life now. Well, what did I just say? Although they are not inharmonious to you, you may feel as though you are being blocked from, or on the other hand, rocketed towards the heavens on a roll that nothing can derail. Either way, the planets are dancing as they will. Either way, the planets are dancing as they will, and there is an effect upon your destiny. It was meant to be at this time. From rising, there will be gentle rest, recover before rising again. And from restraint, there will be propulsion, into greater stratospheres. All things in time, according to the wisdom of greater cycles, it is okay to trust in the cosmic cycles and divine timing. After all, what point is there to rush to the bus stop if the bus doesn't depart until tomorrow? And what point is there to hold back if you are ready and set to go. Trust in the timing and rhythm of your life now, especially if it seems out of control. That is the dance of the planets happening through you. The oracle brings a message. Pray that the planetary forces funnel blessings of grace and unconditional love, mercy, and joy to you now. That their movement through your life may happen in such a way that you can make the most out of it. These are the times when big shifts are possible, supported by cosmic movements to pray. So pray for grace and then enjoy the ride. In these days, time was ours. We walked in the rain and held each other's hands. Your lips warm against my skin, and your soul melting into mine. As night became morning amongst the cobblestone walks of now forgotten places we called ours. And that is your reading for March 1st, full moon. Actually, it was like 2 days ago, but you get what I mean. Have a great bi weekly experience, and I will see you very soon. Hey, group 2, this is your reading. So, this is for the next 2 weeks. This is for the March's full moon, Virgo. Woo! And they apply for the next 2 weeks up until the new moon, but it's not limited to that. So if you're watching this at a different time, then it's probably a message in here that you need to hear at this moment. So, hello, hello. Welcome to my new people as well. And just want to take this time just to acknowledge and appreciate. Thank you so much, so much, so much for just supporting and writing and just being here on this planet with me. So to start, you pick the Obsidian stone. So protection, protection, protection. Your next 2 weeks, their goal is to just protect your energetic fields, create healthy boundaries, just cleanse your aura, cleanse your mind, cleanse your soul, cleanse your body. I'm getting here, soak your feet in a tub of Epsom salt or a bowl of Epsom salt. Bath it out. The next 2 weeks is really about you cleansing yourself, but also creating just shields. Wear black maybe this next 2 weeks. Black absorbs. Wear crystals such as the obsidian or the black tourmaline or even kyanite. Like the black kyanite is also good for protection. Anything that, any stone really that is a darker color, specifically black, it's usually leaning towards the protection. So black is a color that absorbs, right? Just like your shirt, if you're wearing a black shirt in summer, you're going to be warmer because it absorbs the rays. Let's see what else this. Let's see what else we get here. Let's see what your tarots are telling you. Actually, for those who know, I pick just an archetype for the next 2 weeks. An archetype is just like the overall energy, the overall, just the main energies of the weeks ahead. And you have the world in reversed. Okay, wow. Even the first one was in reverse. Interesting. Basically, anything that's been feeling overwhelming, if you feel like there's been a weight on your shoulder, it is really the time this next 2 weeks to really take it upon yourself to do the self care rituals. You need to do these rituals. You need to release everything that's going on. This is probably what's holding you back from completing some of your projects, or it's probably what's been holding you back from accomplishing maybe even a evolutionary state that you've been working towards. Maybe you've been wanting to upgrade or evolve, but you've just been keeping yourself busy, or others have been keeping yourself busy actually. I see there's just so many faces here, and other people, maybe you're a mother or a father and there's children involved and whatnot, but it's really, really, really important for you in the next 2 weeks to find a time for yourself. It's super important for you to apply the self-care rituals that you've been talking about, that you've been wanting to do, tended to do. Find that 5 minutes. I don't care how you find it. I don't care what you do it. It will help you to it will help you to ground yourself, and you will get your 2 feet on the floor to keep going. I feel like you don't, I'm sensing here like you feel like you can't move forward because of all this weight. And I'm here to tell you that you just have to let go of the excess. You have to let go of people pleasing. You need to let go of believing that you need to do everything. You do not need to do everything. We're not put on this planet to do everything on our own. That's why we have, if you're a mother, that's why, and you have a partner, that's why you have a partner. That's why you have family. That's why you have daycare, or you have work to help you distract you, or hobbies. This is why we're here on the planet, to work together and find a balance. Find balance by putting the boundaries that will create healthy relationships, whether it's work, love, friendships, family members, and find a balance of when you want to let them in and requesting for certain helps in certain aspects. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I really sending you blessings, honestly, because it's not easy. This is not easy work because we're not used to it, especially when we're not used to it. Let's see what the tarots have to say. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of reversals over here. Okay. You definitely do not. Okay. So, yeah, the next 2 weeks, it's really about you finding yourself, but more importantly, giving back to yourself. Like, you are right now not in any position to create. Oh wow, the Five of Pentacles. Okay, I don't know. I'm feeling like for some of you, you need to look at pile one. You need to listen to those messages because I feel like it might help guide you. And there's certain examples there that might help you with all this transformative and all this weight that you've been feeling to come off. We have the Five of Pentacles, so it's all about asking for help. Basically, what I was mentioning, like you're not here to do everything on your own. You're here to collaborate, and if you need to demand for the help, demand for the help. The right people, especially when it comes to your guides, the right people will come at the right time if you request it. If you ask the universe for help, it will send you help. But when it comes, you can't just say, "Oh no, it's okay, I don't want it." "Oh no, it's okay." You know how we're so nice and we're like, we don't want to bother anybody. Screw that shit. It's okay to say yes, I need help, and it's okay to say yes, I will take your help. You're not. If somebody asks you if you want help, believe that they truly want to help you. I feel like there's specifically going to be a man in your house, in your presence, that will or has been trying to help you. He's been trying to request and has been trying to be there and to support everything you've been doing. But for some reason, it's or you don't believe him, or again, you feel like you need to do everything. You even have like the Empress over here. Like, I feel like it's some of you are mothers and you feel like you really need to do everything. Like, the Empress energy is this motherly, nurturing love and person. Reversed, she's disharmonized. She's not aligned because most of the time it's because there's so much things going on. And just because you allow somebody else to help you doesn't mean that you're a bad mother. I really want you to get that up through. I really want you to understand. I really hope, I really want you to hear this right now. Just because you are requesting help does not make you a bad person, and especially not a bad mother. On the contrary, you are showing the child that it is okay to ask for help. You will be breaking certain ancestral ties. You will be breaking certain cycles. I feel like this has been an ongoing cycle in you and your family and your family's families, and it's time to break it. Yeah, definitely there's a man in your life, but he has the soul of a young spirit, and he's so impeccable with his words, and he's so good with his words, and he's definitely here to help you. I feel like his words are just gonna illuminate something or shed some light on something. Oh yeah, definitely shedding light. I feel like he's gonna offer you or give you a hint of the stars and the moon and just the universe. He's going to show you a little more of what the universe, like the truth of it all. Where is this all going, honey? If you let this man in, he will become your emperor. He will, if you allow him to play his role, he will ultimately be everything that you've been probably seeking or looking for. There is so much that will be cleared for you. Like the Two of Wands, here depicted as the Two of Fires. Like the whole world will be your playground. You will have so many options. You will see clearer. You will see the bigger picture. This is usually a man that's on a ledge and he just sees everything. Like you're going to be asking questions, and these questions will be answered because you will have such a clear mind, because you're not carrying the weight of the world anymore on your shoulders. And honey, like you have the 10 of Pentacles, like this, if you work on this, you will, all the abundance that you've been craving, it will be inevitable. So please, please do yourself and your family and the next generations after you a favor and do you. Just do you this week with no F's given. Like seriously, no F's given. Please, just do you. You will be you will be more useful by doing this to everybody else if you just take this time for yourself. I hope that's clear. Let's see what your angels have to say. Well, retreat, meaning take the motherfucking time for yourself. Like, step back from your situation, step back and just do you. I mean, I couldn't have planned this better. Like, the universe has been telling you, your body has been telling you, your mind has been telling you, your soul has been telling you. Now you just need to listen to it and do it. As I mentioned in my first group, your mind, you have 5 seconds before your mind talks you out of anything you want to do. 5 seconds. You have 5 seconds before your analytical mind just swoops in and tells you and convinces you. The survival mode of the brain, this very habitual part of the brain, just comes in and just tells you exactly what you want to hear to talk you out of it. Okay? So just do it. If you get a thought of, oh, I should go walk outside, don't should, could, would, just do. Okay? And the Journey of Love message for you, which I'm gonna read because it's just a great deck and I enjoy reading it. So let the feminine lead the way. The feminine principle, wait, let me say it again. The feminine principle in you, whether man or woman, is the way forward in your life now. She is the principle of feeling and of surrender. She feels the intelligence of divine guidance lie. She feels the intelligence of the divine guiding light in a way that the masculine principle cannot at this time. You may not see where you are going, therefore, but you can feel your way forward. Trust her. Let your mind go and let your senses lead you. Becoming more exquisite and communicative, be led by your heart. Don't worry if you don't know all the details yet or how it is going to work out. She knows the way. Let her lead. This oracle brings confirmation to you that what you have been feeling or sensing even without any logical physical evidence, is worth following up now. Trust your senses over appearances. Trust your intuition over your intellect. You are letting feminine wisdom guide you, and she will steer you in the best direction. So, yeah, do it. Whatever your gut is telling you, just do. Do not let your analytical mind talk you out of it. This is this is your next 2 weeks. This is what you need to work on, and this is what you will gain if you do the work. Meaning, if you give that time for yourself. Meaning, if you set those boundaries. Meaning, if you just take care of yourself these next 2 weeks. Regardless of your situation, find that 5 minutes, find that 10 minutes. Do you want all this? Do you want people that will help you? Well, trust them enough to let them help you. It's just a shift of conscious. But this shift will amaze you. It will amaze you how your world, like how your reality and your world will be different if you just do these simple little steps that should be mandatory, in my opinion. Everybody should be doing this. It should not have to be a choice. It should be like brushing your teeth. it or taking a shower. Like, these are so important. And that's it, group 2. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I have read it. And I will see you in the full moon. Ciao. Hey, group 3. Welcome to your March full moon in Virgo reading. These are good for the next 2 weeks up until my next reading, the new moon, but it's not limited to that. If you're here right now and it's not the full moon, or it's not during the pandemic, it's another year, well, there's probably a message in here for you. So we'll start with your stone. You chose the kyanite, so you are ready to rock and roll. Kyanite is all about, like, it's one of the stones that doesn't need a cleansing, and it's one of the stones that actually charges other stones. So this is, to me, saying that, like, you're ready. You're ready to escalate. You're ready to manifest. You're ready to just go. Just like go, 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 do. And yeah, like, you've done the work. You've done the work. The work is done. And it's just a question of taking the first steps, or the first few steps. Let's see what your tower. Your actually, let's see what your archetype. If for those who don't know, I choose always an archetype for the next 2 weeks, so the overall energy. And yours is the Tower in reversed. Okay. So the Tower in reversed. Okay, so you're not letting an old part of you die. There's something, I'm sensing this is like an old you, a like, you're ready to move forward. You know you're ready to move forward. You want to move forward, but there's a part of you that you just like, do I really have to let this go? Do I really need to, I feel like it's like a question of fear and uncomfortness. And I think it's also because you don't know where you're going yet. So that's why you're holding on to this old version of yourself. It's just because you don't know where else you don't know anything else really, because you don't have another version, you don't have another vision of the future you. So you're just like, well, might as well hold on to this old version because that's all I know right now. But that's what needs to crumble. That's what needs to be in more crudest way, die. For some of you, you already know this. For some of you, might be new, might be something new. It's like a different perspectives, perspectives that needs to die. Like over here, I see this lightning, and to me, this represents like the third eye. And third eye is all about seeing the bigger picture and a perspective, a different kind of perspective, different dimensional perspective. And it's just a question of shifting as well. Okay. Let's see what the towers have to say. The tarots have to say. Oracle before after. Oh my god, this reminds me of a reading that I did recently for my sister. So Natalie, if you're watching this pile, you're probably gonna hear exactly what we kind of talked about. But for everybody else, I'm glad you're with me because this is very important and deep stuff. So, what do you need to know? So, there is something you're not letting go of. In terms of the tower, it's a perspective. So, the perspective here, it's like a side of you. So, if you're someone who's been like very competitive and for some reason you always have to be right, well, that's probably the thing that you need to start letting go of, this old version of yourself, this old belief system, this old just perspective on life and on your reality, but more importantly on your habitual habits. So there's habits here that needs to change. Okay, so whatever's happening right now, your life is going to change because there is a coccinelle. I don't remember what the name is in English right now. A ladybug, that's what it is. There's a ladybug right now roaming around, but it doesn't want to go on my fingers, so we're just gonna let it be. But to me, that's just an indication that all this will absolutely change. Like, just take your time with it. And plus, you have the chariot over here too. So basically, where this is all going is definitely forward. But basically, what you need to, let's just go back to what you need to know. So there's a perspective, there is habits that you need to let go of, that you need to walk away from, that you are relentlessly holding on to. So if this is, let's say, this competitive way of doing life, it's time to learn and understand the why. So it's really important to know right now, like, why are you doing everything? What is it you want? And you have to be extremely clear. You have the Seven of Cups. This Seven of Cups, especially when it's in the reverse, is like all these illusions. So, what is illusions and what is like your desires and your wants, and why? What is the why in all them? And you will be able to decipher the, let's say, the illusions, the things that you think you want, but it's just like a facet, versus the things that you really do want. And right now, this is creating kind of like a shift. Like, you don't feel like there's harmony, you don't feel like it's been harmonious right now in your life. But I would say to once you know the why, and once you know like your values and the true reason to like to where you want to go, it's I feel like it's just gonna clear up everything. And I don't know, like I was saying, I feel like it has to do with a particular person. So this particular person is kind of the reason behind your behaviors or your set of behaviors. And as soon as you're able to figure out these different illusions or to diverse them, and I feel like everything will just clear up. So, whatever they might be, check it out. What are your intentions behind everything? Like, what is your intention within every interaction, every relationships, especially when it's love related or maybe work, whatever man figure is dominant right now in your life? What are your intentions behind everything? And it's time to decipher which ones are the good intentions and which ones are just um, noise and distractions. So, where is this all going? There's going to be a definite shift. You have the chariot over here, and the chariot is all about movement forward. So, you've been probably feeling stagnant and you've been probably feeling uninspired, and the maybe the love in your life hasn't been as fulfilling or as loving, but there's definitely going to be a shift because the chariot is really about moving forward and beyond it all. And I feel like as soon as you let go of the person you used to be, you have to figure out what that is though, and you work on the real wants and the real desires, everything will be clear to you. I feel like the sun will just shine light on everything. And if you feel like things are haven't been moving fast, I will say watch out because like the tides are going to be turned. And for those who are wondering about a specific love, like I do feel like things are going to shift, but you need to shift your attention and also your intentions. Like you need to get that straight. And I would also say, like, whatever love you're searching for, make sure that you do it and give it to yourself first. Just remember how you treat yourself will ultimately teach others how to treat you as well. Ah, there it is, guys. I don't know if you see it, but the ladybug has decided to make a guest appearance. So, yeah, for me, the fact that I decided to just show up, your luck is changing. And that is in every single aspect of your life, I believe. You just need to let go of the old image of your life. One second, guys. You just need to let go of the old image that you had of your life in the past. Whatever past image you had, you need to let go of it if you want a new one. That's only if you want a new one. Let's see what your angels have to say. Abundance. Like, what have I been just like talking about for the last 5 minutes? Maybe not 5 minutes, but you know what I mean. Abundance. So, abundance is coming, abundance is in your way, but you need to let go of the old version of yourself, the old version of your life. I feel like this is even deeper than just yourself. I feel like it's like the old version of your life whatever happened in the past, you need to make peace with it, make amends, and just let it go. Let it go. Just let it go. It is that time, that image, that screenshot that you took and you've been taking, those continuous screenshots of events and memories. You need to let that go and create new ones. You need to, the creations, these new creations that you will be visualizing, you need to really feel them emotionally. And if you could visually, like, just have a visual of it, make a vision board. I mean, now is the time. You will gain so much momentum by doing that. And your Journey of Love card oracle is Sacred Convergence. Ooh, so I feel like some of you have been trying to contact your guides. This is your, how do you call that? Your circle, your counsel, basically. But we're gonna read the book because I did it in the 2 other piles, so why not? Why not coconut? There is a coming together happening within your body and soul, a unification of all that is within you. This is akin to traveling to a strange land, as all sorts of new sensations, not all welcome at first, begin to make themselves known to you. If you are experiencing discomfort within your own body or uncertainty and a sense of expansion to include more of life in your thoughts and feelings, then you are conscious of this sacred convergence. Let me say that again. If you are experiencing discomfort within your own body or uncertainty and a sense of expansion to include more of life in your thoughts and feelings, more thoughts and feelings, more of your life in your thoughts and feelings, visualization, emotionally embracing and feeling and creating a momentum, an energetic momentum to create your life that you want in reality. Then you are conscious of the sacred convergence. It is like 2 worlds or more colliding. If you are sensitive, you will feel it happening as an important event without necessarily having a physical situation to attribute the experience to, or upon which to hang an explanation. You may also be encountering this in a very physical sense by finding yourself in situations which you previously would have avoided. You may be meeting people and thrown into relationship with them, apparently more by circumstance than by your own conscious choosing. This is a meeting of you with your shadow and something to rejoice in, even if it is uncomfortable at times. Be gentle and loving with yourself and kindly seek to find the beauty in what you are learning about yourself in your interactions and experiences. You are a wise soul seeking to know yourself rather than judge others. Remember your divine perfection as you are thrilled and challenged in this time of great growth. You are guided to be curious as though traveling to a foreign land and remaining open to experiencing its treasures. This oracle holds a message for you. A deeper part of yourself is calling you forward. Any discontent, struggle, anxiety, or fear is a subconscious recognition of this. Don't worry. You are a unique plant in the divine garden. You don't have to know what plant you are in order to grow. You just need to live each day and the growth happens naturally. That is beautiful. then you can see over time the beauty of your true nature revealing itself to you. It will be a revelation to be relished. Well, that pretty much sums everything up. It was a great card to sum everything up, actually. So just go with the flow and be okay with the breakdown of your old self. Just making peace with who you were and thanking it for how far and what it's done for you. Have a great 2 weeks, my beautiful, lovely souls. You guys are so incredible. Thank you so much for being on this planet, honestly. I mean, honestly, we are all, everybody here is so important. Even if you don't know it, you are important. And hopefully you will see how important you are soon, if not sooner. Peace, guys. Love you so much. Have a great full moon experience. Remember, it's the best time to release right now. So release what you need to release, everything that you would like to release before the intention setting for the new moon. Okay? Love you.